Something's happening in
Oh
February.
my God, February, guys.
And I would list them on eBay and I ended up making like £40,000.
The thing is with watches, with bags, you never know when it's their time.
The brand, you'll know just how special it is.
The Mini Kelly. I remember we had it for £8,000 when I joined.
Cartier Tank, new limited edition one. So it was a 70s watch.
Working for Luxury Promise, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's really the list is never ending. Hi everyone and welcome back to our podcast series. So today I have someone really special with me, very unexpected. We have the lovely Grace, who is our head of retail at Luxury Promise.
Surprise.
You literally just popped out of nowhere.
I know, I landed at 2 a.m. this morning.
And how are you still? Guys, by the way, it's like 10 p.m. in Dubai. It's a late night.
Dragged in the studio at 10 o'clock.
How cool is this? How do you like the setup?
It feels like London. It feels like home.
Yeah, I think I love it because it's a bit of like London because like now we're in Dubai and stuff. So it's nice.
Yeah, you don't get many fires in Dubai,
No.
that's for sure.
This is a fake fire.
Oh, really?
Did you not know? So how do you feel to be back? It's been how long since you've been back?
Nearly 2 years. So I was last in Dubai last February.
Really?
I think last February. Yeah. So it'll be 2 years in February since I've been in Dubai.
Oh my God.
I haven't even seen the new office yet.
But you haven't?
No.
Oh my God, you haven't?
I haven't. No. So I haven't seen the new office.
Oh yeah.
So I'm excited. I'll be doing some live shows over the next couple of days.
I think you're going to love the office actually because there's so much more space.
Yeah.
Remember our first office in Dubai?
We've had a few offices in
Yeah, we
Dubai. The
have.
first one was honestly a shoebox.
I was saying that. I was saying it's like a sardine can.
Yeah.
With like 10 bags.
And we used to always have to book a meeting room for me, you and Sabrina to be able to fit into the office.
Yeah.
Then I remember the second office had the view of the
pool of the
pool.
address. Yeah.
That was stunning.
And it was a bit more like spacious. And even then we were like, oh my God, this is huge. Like, we had more bags at the time. And now it's like a full blown office in the best place in Dubai in Design District. You're going to love Design District.
I haven't been to Design District ever, so I'm excited.
I think you're going to belong there because it's very creative. Like I know you're super creative in general. So I feel like it's going to be a nice fit for you.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see it. I'll be in there tomorrow.
So actually Grace is filling in because I'm going to Kuwait for my first time and you are here to kind of fill in and do the live shows.
Yeah.
So tomorrow will be your first live show from Dubai and then Wednesday.
I'll be covering you tomorrow and then I'm going to do a morning show on Wednesday. I actually wanted to try out a new time zone.
Yeah.
So there aren't many live shows running at 6 a.m. London time.
Okay.
So I wanted to try a 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. time in Dubai.
We've never done that.
Exactly. And I wanted to see if we had any LA viewers or kind of South America viewers. So I'm excited to try that out on Wednesday.
So cool.
I am due to fly home on Thursday.
Are you though? Sabrina. This will probably air in a couple of weeks. So by that time we will know if you stay there. Hopefully you're in Dubai.
But no, I'd like to stay longer and actually do some live shows with you as well because it's been so many years months since we've actually done many shows together.
It really has. So actually, let's go back. Let's rewind a couple of years behind to how, first of all, we first met and how you joined Luxury Promise. So can you tell us a bit about that?
Honestly, looking back, it was fate, the way that we all connected. So I, at the time, had just finished a internship with a marketing agency and I was working with brands such as Leica, Formula One and just kind of learning as much as I could at the time. And I had no clue what to do with myself. I was fresh into London. I was 18 at the time. And I met Sabrina through mutual friends. We had ended up meeting through basically a coffee date. And she hired me on the spot, as she did with you as well. At the time, I was really into creatives. I wanted to get into kind of the social media marketing industry. And I had an eye for social media. And I remember at the time, the Instagram account had maybe 7,000 followers, 6,000 followers. This was back in 2019. And I really wanted to run the account. I knew I could grow it. I'd grown my own kind of over the last couple of months before that. And so she hired me on the spot. She flew me out to Dubai 10 days later.
I remember that's when we first met.
That's when we first met. And then she was living here at the time. So I ended up flying back and forth from London and Dubai for, I think, maybe 6 months before we all moved back.
We were
London.
like literally on a flight every week.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
I still am.
Yeah, we still kind of are, but that specific like year or 2 years, I feel like I flew Dubai, London like probably 2 or 3 times a month. It was literally back and forth.
Yeah.
But it was, like you said, fate. I feel like it all ended up linking because we were both in Watchfinder as well before. And then it all kind of like linked back to us, you know, working, because you also had like a passion for watches, and I did too. But then I found myself like in the whole like handbag headspace. I was like, oh my God, like watches are cool, but imagine handbags.
Whole new world.
It's a whole new world.
It was like a women's world of watches, essentially. So my family background, my dad was the founder of Watchfinder. So I grew up around watch dealers and, you know, that kind of whole environment of resale. So I basically grew up in resale. So learning about the world of watches, I realized it was a very masculine environment. You know, working in the Watchfinder office, I was 17 at the time. It was my first job, actually, like full-time job. And I was working in the eBay department selling like old watch straps and links and just like making the company money that they weren't initially making before they hired me. So they were throwing away like Cartier leather bracelets and watch straps in the bin, and I would list them on eBay, and I ended up making like £40,000 a month profit in stuff that they were originally throwing away. So that was kind of where I realized there's a huge kind of, you know, resale market. And then obviously I met Sabrina, and she was so passionate about the authentication industry and the resale industry of handbags. And it kind of got my brain ticking and realized like she's onto something here.
She is,
and we both saw that with Sabrina. The second I met her, I just knew she was onto something. And it really did feel like a new way of shopping for women, because like I said, watches is a very male dominated industry, and it still is to this day. And that's why, you know, we're nearly 6 years in now, the both of us. Bringing watches into Luxury Promise is kind of a new venture. We've actually done some amazing sales with watches already, particularly in New York. I've seen some of your
shows. Like, I'm like, when you like do, honestly, like this is even like me as a, because I watch most of the shows on Luxury Promise as much as I can, depending on the timings.
There's a lot now.
But there's a lot, and also the time difference, right? But your shows, when it comes to watches, I'm like glued to my screen. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that's why they called it the Daytona. Oh, I didn't know, because you know you are so like used to hearing Daytona or like a Sky Dweller, but you don't know why they're called that.
Particularly with Rolex. Rolex as a brand, there's a lot of storytelling behind the design elements of the pieces, and that's what I find so interesting. And I think, you know, Rolex is the king of the watch,
I agree.
You know, the watch market, as is Hermes with the bags. And, you know, the Hermes Constance was named after Hermes's fifth daughter. There's a lot of storytelling, again, with these luxury brands. So, like I said, I think the watch industry and the handbag industry is so very much the same. And I think Luxury Promise does really well in portraying that to an audience via the live shows, not only, you know, educating in resale, but also showing that there's huge money in resale of bags.
Of course. And I think also like the access, right? Like, because on your shows, even when I watch some of your watch exclusive shows, the price points are like crazy. I once saw like you were selling a Cartier watch, and I know it's like a vintage model, but like as little as £2,000-3,000.
Yeah.
And it's like giving, you know, access to people, you know, and these pieces, like they will only appreciate in value, right? So you don't need to like spend £50,000 to buy a watch or a bag, right? Like you can start from somewhere, and again, it's the access, right? Like that we're offering.
I think particularly with vintage watches, there are really amazing price points. I don't think people realize that you can find an amazing, you know, 1960s Rolex Day-Date in gold. I remember this watch, I'll never forget it. It was a solid 18 karat yellow gold Day-Date from like 1968. It was like £8,000 in New York.
Really?
Yeah. And like a newer model will sell for, you know, as high as 40,000. So actually with vintage, I think there's still a lot of space with prices, and like the price points are so mind blowing sometimes. And like the Cartier you were saying, the Tank Français and the Tank Americans, those are actually quite friendly price points in comparison to buying new pieces.
And
you, as well.
You also once with Sophie in London had a Patek Philippe. It was vintage. It had like a green strap.
Yeah,
and I did this. Like while you were on the show, I think you were selling it for like £23,000, maybe. maybe I could be wrong. But I did my research like then and there, and I saw like it was being sold for like 60, 70,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So whoever got that, if someone did get it, I hope to God someone did get it, because imagine the money made, right? And maybe not this year. The thing is with watches, with bags, you never know when it's their time. Like that's what I keep thinking, and that's why I want to keep buying. Because like, again, and I know I said this on another podcast, like the mini Kelly, I remember we had it for 8,000 pounds when I joined, and now
it haunts me to this day.
Like I wish it kills me. I'm like dying. I'm like, why didn't I think? Like, first of all, it's an amazing bag. Like it looks so nice, but why didn't I buy it? I would have like now had something worth quadruple. You know,
I think working in the resale industry for this amount of time that we both have, you realize that trends come and go.
And you never know.
You never know. For example, the mini Kelly was one, then it was the mini Birkin, and now we've moved into this world where people actually prefer the bigger bags. And we've seen the price points of the bigger bags go up so much higher than when we first joined as well. So I think it's all about the trends, staying ahead of the trends, and actually being the first to spot them. I think Luxury Promise does quite a good job of that.
100%. And I think we're very lucky working in this field, because now I know what to hold on to. Like I'm like, okay, no, I know this. I will, like, I've become a more like a smarter shopper, in the sense like I won't buy, you know, I'll save and buy like something good that I know has investment value. Like I never used to think like to shop in an investment way, but now that's the only way I shop personally. Of course,
I'm the same.
Of course, I like to buy like here and there, like nice, cute stuff. But the majority of my money, I choose to spend it like really wisely. So there has been a lot of like exciting new like projects for us. I mean, in general, like with the expansions, like now we have an office literally in every continent, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my God, yeah, that's true, right? So Singapore, Europe, Asia.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere. So where was your favorite?
You know this answer.
I know, but no one does, right? Like
New York is my favorite. I mean, I think I've traveled the most to New York and Dubai. Most recently, New York. Actually, I think I've done more trips to New York than I had Dubai initially. I love Dubai, always have done. But New York has a certain...
I feel like you've become like a proper New Yorker. Like Grace in New York is like in her element. I remember when I overlapped with you for like a day.
We had one day together in New York.
We had one day. Yeah. Where did we go? We went to Avra.
It was like the middle of summer. It was so hot. We went to Soho House for lunch.
But we also like, I had just landed and we went to like this Greek place called Avra for dinner. And it was so nice. And I was like, I love New York, but it's too crazy for me. Like I cannot I don't think I can survive in a city. I love it for like to go for like a week, but you are like a proper New Yorker there. Like
I thrive there. I use the subway now.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Grace. That's amazing.
It's not as scary as it looks. No, I love New York. It has so much soul and depth, and everybody's so creative and free, and like I love how people dress. Everyone's just so free-spirited, and yeah, people just are themselves. I think it's very like, you know, exciting to be able to have the opportunities to go to like different places. Like even myself, I got to go to Singapore for the first time with Luxury Promise last year, and I visited Yen and Anna and the office there. And it was just really fun. You know, you get to like understand different cultures, also understand the resale market. Like for example, in Asia, like how clean the bags are, and how like, you know, people are very careful with their handbags or with their jewelry pieces, whereas like it's different everywhere around the world, right? Like I don't know your experience like with the US market. You know, what do you, I feel like in like Singapore it was all about like also like Hermes, Van Cleef, whereas like New York, what do you think? Like is it like so much of the higher end brands? Or I think the one thing with Luxury Promise is because we're so spread out globally, price points in different markets is very, very different.
Yeah, it's true.
I think in our Singapore office, we get the best quality stock at the best prices.
Crazy prices.
And whereas in the US, particularly in New York, people are willing to pay a premium, but it's harder to find the stock. I also noticed there's less Dior and less Fendi in New York in comparison to other brands.
That's so interesting.
I think we have an amazing collection of watches and jewellery, particularly in New York.
Yeah, your like watches and jewellery shows are amazing.
Yeah, the stuff is amazing. But also I find the stock is a more current season in New York. So we have a lot of like new season Chanel or last season's Chanel. Everything comes, fresh with their box and full sets. Whereas I think in Singapore, we have a lot of vintage pieces and like A1 quality. Like the stuff that comes from the Singapore office to London gets me so excited.
Honestly,
and
me
the
too.
ready to wear as well. Even though all of the sizes are tiny in the ready to wear, it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like going with, especially this year, I went with Sabrina and we were only there for a short time. But like we would go to these places and I swear I felt like I died and went to heaven. Because like literally
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere and like it's just too good to be true. The colors, the sizes, everything is just so fascinating. And like you said, the quality, like it's not like you're compromising on quality. It's just incredible. So I guess like the beauty of our business and even when I went back home to Lebanon, like I love the concept of our live shows. Like even when I went back home over the summer, I got to do a show from my hometown in this like amazing, like with these amazing people. And this is like the beauty, I guess. It's almost like an Uber for live shows, right? Like viewers, you can Uber host. Maybe that's what,
maybe that's our next thing.
We're onto something, Grace. We're onto something. No, but it's been really, really fun. And I think, Grace, you and I have literally like kind of started from ground zero. Like I remember being in our office at Bulgari and we had like to package like boxes and we were so overwhelmed. I would look back and think like, why did we think we were so overwhelmed? Like,
I know.
Packaging 3 orders, like, oh my God, I'm dying.
We're so busy.
I'm so busy. I have 3 clients to reply to.
Yeah.
And now it's like you do everything. And, we got used to this.
I think one thing that I'm really grateful for with Luxury Promise is actually being able to work so closely alongside Sabrina. And obviously you as well, and having such a broad understanding of startup culture.
Yeah.
I think, joining a company that's already grown and established and has kind of a structure with employees is very different to what we joined. We literally learned everything, like every department from creatives to, like you said, packing orders, authentication, customer service. She really can put us anywhere.
Yeah. And as much as it was so uncomfortable, especially for me, like you were like even from day zero, you would put a camera in front of Grace and she would just be a superstar. And then there's me, like literally, and honestly, it was horrible. Remember, like Grace used to actually be so supportive and sit with me for like hours to get the right, and it wasn't even right. But I remember like when over like lockdown and Sabrina was like, listen, Joanna, you have to do it. Like
you have to get on camera.
Everyone is doing it. You have to do it. And I was like, okay, I will do it. And it just like, and then out of nowhere, like we started doing the live shows and they just became a huge success. And, we are now, able to communicate with the whole world and to sell amazing pieces, from everywhere, from all over the world. It's
actually funny you mentioned lockdown because I remember we had no choice but to take the stock home with us.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I was in my element because I was like trying bags on at home and like talking about them on the stories and like taking all the content and like obviously running the Instagram at the time. And it was a really strange period of the company, but actually that's kind of where it kind of blew up.
Yeah.
Like when we transitioned from e-com sales to selling on stories and talking and being more interactive, actually that's where the company just blew up.
I remember. Honestly, it was amazing. And especially in lockdown, like we would have like 8-hour Zoom calls, remember? Like it was like, I was like speaking to you guys more than I was seeing my own family who I was with at home, and we were like always trying to find ways to like keep it like alive, keep the brand going. And we really did. So it's really exciting and we've come a long way now. So
our roles have definitely changed.
Oh my God. I don't know what my first title was in the beginning. I actually don't remember. But that's also one thing I love about Sabrina. We never really were like defined by, and that's the thing that you get in a startup. And this is why I never felt I could be in a corporate job where, it was like the same. I think we both have it in our characters where we need a lot of like dynamic like situations. And that's the beauty of Luxury Promise. You never get the same day twice, right? Like it's never the same. There's always something. There's always like, it's like literally living in like, you know, so in Dubai, like there's like the main area, the Sec Knightsbridge is called Jumeirah. And like my fiance always says like, what's happening on Jumeirah Bling? It's like, like Luxury Promise, like there's always something happening, you know? It's really fun. And I always say like, it's amazing that we are, you know, working, all of us, like we're 90% women in the company. And we...
For Nikos.
And for Sebastian, like seriously, we are like full force of women. But but we get along, right? Like it's no bad energy, no bad blood. So
going back to that part where we were talking about how our roles have been very fluid throughout the whole company, obviously I was very set with the intention of staying in content and marketing, and the business evolved very naturally actually, and we ended up in very different roles, I would say. And like I said, we learned such a broad understanding of the company. I think we're both in very trusted positions where Sabrina can throw us in the deep end and rely on us. And she didn't necessarily want me to just stay in content and essentially limit myself into that area of the business, because she knows I can do that and also have a say in other areas as well. So I was always very creative when I joined, and now it's really nice to be able to kind of be more involved in, you know, the sales and the shows. Like neither of us were hired intentionally to be live show hosts.
No.
And now we're like on live shows all the time.
If you asked me 5 years ago, like what I like wouldn't do, it would be like to be on camera. Like I was so shy. I never had it in me. Like I would never imagine, you know, when someone asks you, where will you be in 5 years? Like, where do you think you'll be? Like never would I have ever imagined. And you know me, like, you know how shy I was.
Honestly, I wish we recorded our first shows. I would hate for anybody to watch them
Like,
apart from us.
Honestly, I really don't want to see them.
I remember mine so clearly that I had 2 viewers.
But yours, like, honestly, you had it though in you. Like me, it was like a different story. I had 2 viewers as well. One of which was like Cheryl, who was moderating, and maybe like you were the second viewer. But then, you know, I think the thing is, you obviously build confidence. You know, the more you have people like supporting you, I guess that's, and I think it's very true. Like, I'm really happy Sabrina we were never limited to any role, because I learned some stuff about myself that I would not have discovered if I was capped or like, you know, put into a box.
Yeah, me too.
Like I didn't know I loved buying so much. Like if you ask me what my favorite thing, I love selling, I love being on the live shows and interacting with our customers. But my favorite thing is buying. Like I love buying because I feel like I'm buying the bags I want.
Yeah.
But it's not my money, so it's great.
Yeah, but that's a good thing because we get the freedom to curate our shows in a way that we're picking pieces that we know we actually love, and it's very authentic.
Yeah, I agree.
You can very much tell if I don't like something.
Really?
Yeah, you know that.
No, I know that, but like, what do you think is like the major telling?
You can just tell that I don't like a bag. So I'll always pick things that I would actually buy, and I think that authenticity to be able to relay that to our viewers. And it's funny because our viewers pick up on our styles as well. They know us so well. It's crazy. Like I'll always get emails or DMs or text messages like, hey, Joanna's showing this bag. I think you might love it. You should
Oh my God,
tune in.
I get so many comments on my show. Like, where's Grace?
Yeah.
Like if I show
someone tag Grace.
Someone tag Grace. Honestly, like people know like what each of us like. And I try to like be as like real, you know, on the live shows. Like I always say, for example, I don't like pink. Like it's not a color I typically would go for. So I do like kind of like, you know, say that when I'm like selling something that's pink. Like if someone likes pink, the bag will be great for them. But for me, like I wouldn't buy it, you know, like, so I think it's very true. Like we are quite authentic in the way we portray ourselves on the live shows, right? Like we, you know, I think it's very important and people will pick up when we like something or not. Yeah. So.
I think it's honestly hard not to like anything at Luxury Promise as well. We buy, I have to say, we buy so well, the stuff we get in. And I have to say, even after, you know, 5-6 years, you don't become numb to the bags.
Worse.
It gets even worse. The wish list gets longer and longer. And then she's added diamonds and jewellery. And it's like, how am I ever going to afford all the stuff that I want?
Honestly, it's just... I mean, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, I think, working for luxury products, because it's really like, the list is never ending.
I know, my watch wish list is like...
What is on your watch wish list?
Well...
Let's see.
It depends on the occasion. It's
my God, there's more than one.
Of course.
I have like a main watch that
Tell
I want.
me.
I want the Aquanaut with the green.
Yeah.
Like that, I will be content.
I want your watch next.
Daytona. What
your one, but with the black dial.
Oh my God, it's so nice.
I think it's so nice. At the minute I'm wearing, I haven't been wearing my watches in London. I just don't wear as much stuff anymore, but I've been wearing a Cartier Tank Must. It's like the new limited edition one. So it was a 70s watch.
Oh, wow.
And they relaunched it limited edition, I think 2 years ago. And it's like an emerald green crocodile strap with a green dial. It's beautiful. It's very understated. It's one of those watches that if you know the brand, you'll know just how special it is. So I've been wearing that. I love that. But I'm really loving the chunky watches.
Yeah, I've always been into more like men's watches. I like the bigger dials. I'm not too into like smaller. But I feel like my style keeps changing. Like now I'm
the
into
list gets longer.
See, this is the problem. And now I don't know, ever since I got engaged now, I want more diamonds. And I've never cared about diamonds. But now, oh my God, just diamonds.
It's because he got you a good one. That's why.
He got me a good one.
He did
well. He did well.
I'm proud of him.
No, but it's funny how honestly our styles keep changing. So if you had to pick, so that would be your watch. And what about bag? Like any bags that you have?
I just bought my bag that I really wanted.
Which one? Is it the one you're wearing?
Yeah.
We need to bring it up. We need someone to bring it up. See what she has.
You won't believe what I have in my bag, by the way, today.
What do you have? You always have the craziest things in your bag. Oh my God. First of all, Vert Chartreuse. I thought it was Vert Anis.
2003, Clemence. I bought this off of Yen's show in Singapore. And inside...
Oh my God, I love it. First of all, you love Palladium always, right?
I have always been a gold girl, actually.
Why did I think you were a Palladium girl?
I don't know. I actually love both. It really depends. Again, this is what I mean about the list. It really depends on the color, the style. This is good for every day. I don't think this color would look as good with gold, but then with a color like bamboo, I'd want gold.
Okay.
Or so lime.
Yeah,
there's certain colors, or like blue Frida, I'd want gold, but lime,
really?
I'd want palladium.
Oh my God, blue Frida, I'd want palladium.
And chai is palladium.
Chai is gold. Oh my God,
yeah,
you're
see?
Grace.
They're some of my favorite colors, by the way. Lime, blue Frida.
Okay, blue broom, palladium.
Gold.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah,
we could never share bags then.
No, you have a good collection though.
I mean, I think you too now. Obviously Grace and I are very close, by the way, even outside from work, but we don't see each other, unfortunately.
I know.
But now, I'm very happy that you're here. So I get to see your new handbag collection, and I'm dying to know what's in your bag because it looks like it's about to explode.
Honestly, I'm embarrassed. Did you see, I've been trying to build up my TikTok thanks to James, and I posted a video of me riding an Uber bike.
Oh my God, I saw that.
So I'm riding an Uber bike back from work, a Lime bike as they call them in London, and my Birkin is shoved in the basket in front, sideways.
I saw that. It's hilarious.
I know, but it's there to be used.
Yeah, I like that though. Yeah. I like that. That's why I bought my Kelly in box leather, and it had so many scratches on it.
You have not seen how...
I don't, but I like that because now I use it freely. You know, it's the purpose. It's the reason why I bought it, to use it, right?
Yeah. And I'm also not in a position where I can buy something brand new.
Yeah.
So I picked this up from Yen's show. It was an amazing price, honestly amazing. And it was bought with the intention to use it every day. It really is my everyday bag. It fits slightly more than my Kelly.
Your Kelly was what size? 30?
35. So I've got both one? 35. I've got
Grace, I miss you. We haven't had enough time. I don't know your handbag collection.
It's best friends living on the opposite side of the world. It's
you need
crazy.
to now send me your every time you buy a bag, we need to send each other pictures.
Yeah, this is my newest one though. Okay. But my Birkin fits more inside.
Yeah,
as you can see.
I mean, can you show us now? The suspense is real.
Okay, so this is the inside of a bag of a reseller.
Okay, let's see.
I do actually have a Kelly in here.
You have a Kelly inside your Birkin.
Yes. I also...
mean, you don't want to show us what color is the Kelly. I think like everyone wants to know.
Gloves, though.
No, we just need to
just
like
show
just
the
a
handle.
peek.
Just a peek. It's a classic.
It's a classic. It's a Kelly. I think it's a 25. Oh my God. It's Etane, right?
Etane.
With gold.
Cellier, gold.
Amazing.
She's gorgeous.
Can never go wrong with this.
She's being delivered to a client, hence why it's in my bag.
Okay.
And then I have actually another bag.
Oh my God, I love this.
So this bag goes inside this bag when I get on the tube in London.
It fits inside.
Just. Yeah, that's the trick.
Are you like fighting with it?
Yeah, I'm a Birkin mum and a tube girl at the same time.
Wow, I love that.
I also have...
Oh my God,
Van Cleef. Don't you see
this is not like your typical what's in your bag, right?
Holiday pendant?
God, holiday pendant, like must have.
I know. This is probably my favourite one.
My dream is to collect each and every holiday pendant.
Really?
But like you can only do that through Luxury Promise, actually. I mean, because you can't get them.
You can't
otherwise.
get them apart from with us.
Exactly.
I might have another one as well.
Another one. What is in your bag, Grace?
I actually have so much more in here. Another holiday pendant.
I love the blue. This was last year's holiday pendant, classic. And I love them because every stone is different. So you're never going to get the same blue twice.
Yeah, I love that about Van Cleef.
Yeah, me
Makes
too.
them feel unique and special. And then the rest is just...
Show us.
Show
us, Grace.
It's kind of messy. Do you remember these?
Oh my God, yeah. Sabrina gifted us for Christmas these amazing, the Calvi card holders from Hermes.
And then I have my headphones, my
You have
phone.
your brush, of course.
My
You
brush.
always have a hairbrush,
Always.
I remember. And her diary. Oh my God, I need to tell you the story of Grace's diary. So Grace goes nowhere without a diary. And I'm someone who like, I never owned a diary. Or if I did, I like would scribble. And Grace was like, okay. So she would come to the office at 9 a.m. and then write everything that she had to do.
I'm a list girl.
You're a list girl.
I always have been. I still am.
You still are.
I always have been since I was so young. I have to write my day down.
But what
cross
if
it
you
off.
like don't like achieve that?
I usually do.
I never do. Like
I'm quite practical with my day planning.
You are.
Yeah.
That's why maybe we're like best friends.
Yeah. Agreed.
Anyway, this has been really fun. I'm really happy you're here, even though
too.
I'm leaving and then you're probably leaving and it's like sad.
Yeah.
But it's really nice to have you, and I'm excited to watch your shows while you're out here from Dubai. Do you have anything else exciting planned while you're here? Are you going anywhere special?
No plans.
No
I'm
plans.
hoping if I can stay longer, I might put up a Christmas tree in the office for you.
God.
Yeah, I'd like to put a tree up in the office.
By the way, we had a tree. Grace, you would die. We had a tree last year.
Okay.
It was the most depressing
Would
tree.
it haunt me?
No. It was the most depressing tree you would ever see.
Was it real?
No.
Can you get real trees in Dubai?
You can. You can 100% get trees. You can get anything you want in Dubai. It's
Okay,
Dubai.
that's true.
Habibi.
Yeah.
No, but like seriously, I would like love it if you get us a tree.
I would love to do that. Make it feel like home.
Make it feel like home. Well, Grace, this has been really fun. I will be seeing you again, hopefully in London next time or when you're back here.
February. Something's happening in
Oh
February.
my God, February, guys.
She's getting married.
Oh my God. How crazy though.
I know. I can't even talk about it. It makes
It's
me
like
emotional.
December, January.
3
Crazy.
months. The countdown begins.
The countdown begins. So I cannot wait. And thank you to everyone who's watching it. We will see you next time on our next podcast.
When I leave Sabrina, I feel like the most powerful woman in the world.
10 tables down,
Yeah.
someone would be holding a fake bag and she'd be like, that's a fake Kelly.
Everything that I need is in there right now. It's like magic. I just feel like everything I'm going to write is going to come true, and it does.
Never rely on a man for money, because that means your independence is taken away.
My brand is a real representation of me as a person. I don't think I've ever seen anyone in a bad mood in Luxury Promise.